FPL Gameweek 15 team selection. Gameweek 14 came to a close just last night, but there's another deadline tomorrow at 11 a.m. So today we'll be going through a review of how Gameweek 14 went, my lineup plus captaincy for Gameweek 15, and the plans going forward. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and hit that subscribe, and let's get into it. What's up? It's FPL Vert, where arrows go green, but they didn't go green this game week as we suffered around 100k red arrow, falling short of about 11 points of the safety score, and it's due to one man and one man only, Mohamed Salah. Unfortunately, we didn't captain him. We went for Palmer, and on paper, Southampton away, surely is a better fixture than Newcastle away, but such is the flow state that he's in at the moment. Everything he touches turns to gold, and maybe he is just the perma-cap option for the foreseeable future. Or is he? Mass rotation hit us as midweek fixtures usually do. We had Sanchez bench, we had Gabriel who missed out completely, and Jackson, who I brought in and sold Isak, who got 11 points against Liverpool, also got benched. So it wasn't that great, but again, the main reason of the red arrow was Mohamed Salah, which isn't the end of the world really. Maybe we just need to perma-captain him for now. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm happy with the squad. There's no one I really need to get immediately, but I do want to get to Trent. So I will be rolling this game week. So we're just going to be heading straight into the team selection in this video with a short turnaround for tomorrow. So into the team selection, and Robert Sanchez sat out for the midweek game against Southampton, but Enzo Maresca has already stated that he'll be back for the derby against Spurs. So perhaps it was just giving the Conference League players a chance in the midweek game. Chelsea are actually undefeated in 16 of the last 17 matches against Tottenham in all competitions. But it is a game that is hotly contested. It's also taking place away at Tottenham, and they sort of do need a reaction after a pretty disappointing loss at Bournemouth, and their fans were actually booing them. So I'm expecting a bit of a reaction, if I'm honest. So let's just hope for saves. Gabriel Magalhaes also missed the midweek game against Manchester United, but this was through injury instead of rotation. Mikel Arteta said in his post-Man United presser that he was a risk to play because he felt something against West Ham. But he went on to say that Sunday's going to be a possibility with Ricardo, that's Calafiori, so let's see how he reacts. So it sounds like Arsenal just chose to rest a couple first teamers against mid-table league opposition. They are 13th in the league, right? So I will start Gabriel in the hope that he plays. I will have O'Shea or Lewis Hall off the bench. I'm unsure of the order really, but as Brentford are the most potent home team in the league, with their 22 goals, 5 more than any other team, I think I'll have O'Shea second. Rayan Ait-Nouri travels to West Ham in a game that has been dubbed El Sakiko, with both Julian Lopetegui and Gary O'Neill seemingly on thin ice from their respective boards. Both Wolves and West Ham have lost back-to-back in the league, but West Ham have scored just 5 goals in the last 5 game weeks, which is level with Southampton, and only Ipswich and Everton are worse. Aston Villa conceded 1 big chance against Brentford, so if Luca Dean starts on Saturday, ahead of their Champions League game away in RB Leipzig on Tuesday, Southampton's tallies of 5 goals in 5 game weeks boosts clean sheet potential. As mentioned, only Everton and Ipswich have less. Aston Villa have also restricted opponents to just 8 big chances in home matches this season, which is the best record in the league. Arsenal won 4 consecutive games since the international break, with Bukayo Saka providing 3 goals, 4 assists and 5 big chances. He travels to a Fulham side that are yet to keep a home clean sheet in the league, and they've also shipped 10 goals in their last 5 home matches, with only Southampton conceding more. What more is there to say about Mohamed Salah? He's already passed 150 FPL points for the season, he's returned double-digit returns in 6 of the last 7 game weeks, and the 1 game week that was not a double-digit return was 9 points. So is he the easy captain choice this week, going ahead against Everton in the Merseyside derby in the early kickoff? Probably the safe pick, but I'm not too sure. Bruno Fernandes welcomes a Nottingham Forest side who have suffered 3 defeats in their last 4 league games, and conceding 3 in each of those defeats, having squeezed past promoted Ipswich Town 1-0 in Gameweek 13, courtesy of a Chris Wood penalty. Both of Bruno's league goals this season have arrived at Old Trafford, and he supplied 4 of his assists in the Theatre of Dreams as well. So I'm hopeful of some returns. I'm also benching Morgan Rogers for him, as Emery had some comments about Emi Buendia being able to be used to help with the rest, as Morgan Rogers has started every Premier League and Champions League game this season. Only Emi Martinez and Yuri Tielemans have also done that. And Aston Villa travel to Leipzig on Tuesday. So given the rest time between the 2 games and the fact that Southampton, I think I can bench Rogers. And I'm just going to hope that he doesn't haul. Cole Palmer put up his second highest XGI performance of the season against Southampton with 2.15. And he did return with 1 goal, which he actually cheekily guided in from Nkunku's shot, which was goal bound. But Salah contributed to all of 3 of Liverpool's goals. So captaincy is probably, it's probably the safe pick to go with Salah. However, Spurs defence always leaks goals, and currently their starters are dropping like flies, with Ben Davies the latest casualty last night. So what will their starting team actually look like? Given Chelsea's record against Tottenham, unbeaten in 16 of the last 17, I actually currently have the armband on Cole. Palmer only trails Salah for shots on XG, which is obviously, not helpful when you're going against Salah. But Spurs have faced 22 big chances in the last 5 game weeks. So I think if there's ever a chance to do a differential captain, maybe this is the week. And I think Everton, they're fresh off a 4-0 win. It's the last Merseyside derby in Goodison Park, because obviously they're changing stadium. And I just think it's going to be a really tight game. It's also the early kickoff. So this is not a locked decision at all by any means. But currently I do have the captain armband on Cole Palmer. João Pedro faced a Leicester team that have conceded 11 goals in the last 5 game weeks. Only Aston Villa have conceded more. Fresh off a loss at Fulham, the 3-1 just last night, I expect Brighton to react, and Pedro did return an assist anyway, and with Welbeck suffering from a knock, maybe João Pedro hopefully starts again. Mateus Cunha also travels to West Ham with teammate Reine Nouri in defence for El Sakiko in the Monday Night Football fixture. With his blank in Gameweek 14 at Goodison Park against Everton, his first blank in away matches in 5 attempts. Given West Ham rank second bottom for goals conceded in the last 5 game weeks, I do expect a return for form for him. And Nicholas Jackson again rounds out the team in the second attempt to try and get some, even appearance points from him in our team this year. And he actually allowed millions of managers to claim bench points. Some people got Rodgers off the bench, some people got Isak off the bench. I got Bruno Fernandes's too. But that doesn't matter this week, because hopefully he'll start as he sat out against Southampton, and he'll surely start against the derby in a fixture that he scored a hat-trick in last season. And as I mentioned already, Spurs have leaked 22 big chances in the last 5 game weeks. So that's the team selection and lineup. I do currently have it on Palmer. I may swap before the end of the deadline. So make sure that you keep it locked on my Twitter and my Instagram. I do post my lock team 15 minutes before the deadline, so make sure you just check it there and drop any questions you have in the comments. I've noticed a lot of growth recently in terms of views, subscriptions, and also comments, and I really appreciate all of them. I will continue to reply to every question, whether it's asked on Instagram, whether it's asked on Twitter, whether it's asked on YouTube. Keep the engagement going. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.